out all the disjointed video clips. My SD card got corrupted. Anyway, so yesterday I went off to the Big Smoke, the city, and went to a British parts specialist and for a rotor button. There wasn't any rotor buttons for a Rover V8 in a standard auto parts store. That's a little concerning. That's almost Jaguar territory there, but other parts stores at least had the part numbers. So it's not too concerning because they do have it, it's just they don't have common stock of it. So I had to go to a British car specialist, and for $10 I got a rotor button for a 3.5 litre V8 for a Lucas distributor. The motor's unstuck, rotor button's in. I see that there's spark at the points. Now I'm trying to figure out what's the proper ignition timing. Not timing, but like the plug order, because that information is a bit weird on the in the Leyland manual. I've got a key cut for it. It starts off a button because I think the key barrel was worn out and the previous owner made it like a push button. So turn the key on, push the button, car cranks. Got a new key cut. Turn that to on. Wire to the switch here, and give it a listen. I'm going to check the spark. I'm going to find top dead center. I'm going to find out where number 1 plug is, and then go from there. I think what's confusing me is that the bank numbers are unlabeled. It's even numbers on one side, odd numbers on the other side. And it's a little confusing because not even the Leyland manual tells you which side's which. In the Leyland manual it tells you off the distributor left hand and right hand, but is it left hand here or is it left hand here? So that's what we're going to find out. Hopefully we can start this. It does need a carby rebuild. It's leaking fuel really bad, but it does need a carby rebuild. Something tells me it would be a lot easier if this hood went that way instead of this way. Next car, I swear, won't have a front opening hood hinge. So there's the new rotor button that I picked up. Seems pretty good. Never actually bought one this quality before. So currently this looks like it's 180 degrees out. And so if I chuck this, fuck it. There it is. So that has to go there. You see where the camera is now is where I'd usually be standing. So right there. So I believe that's 180 degrees out on that plug. Okay, that should be top dead center there, which should put it now over here 180 degrees from that position. So to test this, I'm going to grab a spark plug and see if it fires off. The ignition is on. I want to see if this is going to give me spark. So that sparked. Excellent. Okay, so that is good to go. Okay. How about we just spray some Start Your Bastard down it, see if it even fires off. How about that? So I've got no Start Your Bastard. I gave away my last can to someone else. So let's use petrol. Whee! Yeah, it's leaking petrol out of the base plate pretty much as soon as you put it in. So let's put that in there. See what happens. Oh shit. Yeah. It did fire. That means it did fire. That's incredible. This carburetor just totally has to come off. This is just like a tragedy in here. This bowl needs to be taken off, and like this needs to be just taken off and gone through, resealed and shit. So there's a couple of hard fittings on here, namely this one. No idea what that's all about. I can see a fitting that needs to be taken off here. So take that off. Ooh, that's nice and crunchy. Oh yeah, that's just turpentine. Let's see, I don't need to take that off. I'm just looking at taking the whole unit off. Take this guy off, which needs 7/16. There we go. Carby off. It looks clean enough in the inside the manifold. I'll plug that with a rag. The reason why we had to take this off was the base plate gasket was really leaky. So I'll need to cut a whole new set of gaskets for it, which won't be so hard. Now, this is full of something. Orange water. That smells like, yeah, varnish again. It's the only thing you can compare it to, really. That valve needs to be replaced. This needs to be taken off. Those pliers. It's in the engine bay. I won't have to get up. I think I'll just leave it for now. But I think looking at this gasket, yeah, it's definitely crud and shit in there. So, here you do. So I just want to see what this bowl looks like. What's useful about working in the grass is that you can find things easily because you're looking for an unnatural object in a natural environment. That's why it's totally easier working in grass. Take those bolts out. Alright, so that's the accelerator pump there. There's the gasket. There's our first look inside this carbon. Already I can see a nick right there. If you're following along at home, I don't know what I'm doing either. I've never seen the inside of a Bendix 2-barrel. I think the most I've ever rebuilt was Valiant 2-barrel and a Holden single barrel. And that's it. Oh, that's bad. That just flew out. Uh oh. Oh no. Well, the float looks alright. That spring just went that way. So the exterior door handle doesn't work on this Leyland, and I've just been to the wrecking yard and grabbed another door handle. What you do is you take the door card off. You get access to this hole by winding this window all the way up. Then reach your hand into here, blue, and it's this rod here that has disconnected. So this is the door latch lock, the door handle lock. And that bar actually threads into a plastic thing, which you can see at the bottom of the door has snapped off. That was just resting there. But there's a plastic thread for a metal rod, and that snaps on them. So that's really annoying. There we go, fairly simple to take off. Just take off the mainspring, which wasn't connected, but it's not actually broken. This pipe, this thread, that wasn't connected. And then here's where the problem is. It is right there. There should be a threaded bit, which is where this thread would have gone to thread that pipe in. But since that's made of plastic, it's just brittle and old and snaps. So to fix that, you'll have to find a nut to go into there, thread in that thread, and pivot on that point. So I'll have to sort that out. So I've got the door handle off, and I figured out a solution. I can cut down a bolt and weld a nut to it that will accept the thread for the door latch. So I'm gonna quickly weld that on and see how that goes. So there's the weld. It's not pretty, as most people would say, but testing the rigidity of it, this rod will bend before those welds will snap, so that's a solid enough weld. I'm going to install it into the car and see how it goes. And with that spring just launching outwards into the stratosphere, I think that's going to have to do it for this episode. I'm going to have to get a carby kit anyway, so I'll need to, you know, renew the gaskets, because I can see that the gaskets are split. The inside of this carby actually doesn't look that bad. No varnish, no goo, nothing. It's actually really, really good. It will just blast out with some brake cleaner, and it'll be fine. However, I do need new gaskets, because this one does have a chip in it right there. So I'll need a new gasket. It looks like a very clean cut though, so whether that's supposed to be there, I'll have to check the manual. I'm going to get this on a table, I'm going to get some parts, I'm going to find out what to do, and put this back on, and hopefully next episode we actually get it running. Thank you very much for watching.